Welcome back. This is still Ways on Plus TV Africa, and definitely we want to hear what you're saying. So our phone lines is a bit funny tonight, the network, but you can as well send SMS to the numbers reading on your screen: 081-803-84663, SMS or WhatsApp, and we'll definitely read your messages. Now, before I went on that very quiet break, you were talking about the issues, and I like how you break them down from the roots, right? So
Yeah.
how do we solve this problem? Because before we came in, I was saying something about how do we raise better men? Because if we are tired of raising a girl child to be careful, because even with the level of being careful, they still get killed. Annie did everything that should have been done. She checked all the box and look at where she is today. So how do we tackle this from the roots to raise men and boys that would be better for everyone, for themselves and for the other gender as well?
End entitlement. End the entitlement. Raise boys and teach men to see women as fully human as they are. Because it is the mindset that women are less than that gives men this, the entitlement to say, hey, girls are raised to defer to girls are raised to defer to boys. Boys are raised to, to lord it over, to feel entitled. So a boy feels entitled to a girl's attention. So, oh, I'm calling her, why can't she answer? Oh, I'm complimenting her, oh, she has to be nice. And then they teach you as a teenage girl that even if a boy is toasting you and you want to say no, say it nicely so you don't offend him.
You have to massage his ego so
that
he's not hurt.
entitlement. Let boys and men stop walking around feeling entitled to a woman's niceness. Nobody owes you niceness. That's the truth. End entitlement, end the patriarchy, and then teach women. And we're doing the best we can because I feel like we've done a lot of that already, but we should also keep teaching women and girls that you are not a rehab facility for badly behaved boys. You're not a rehab facility. You're not there to fix anybody. You're not there to defer. You're there to take up space and be fully human. And own yourself, that your body belongs to nobody. Your body doesn't belong to your father. Your body doesn't belong to your elder brother. It doesn't belong to your boyfriend or husband or your pastor. It belongs to you. You have a right and you have a say 100% over your own body.
I just hope we can begin to have this, what you just said in our constitution as well, because the constitution, I remember what was it, Zeal, the guest we had who talked about religion. That was Zeal, who was saying something about how in America, which he used as an example for that situation, he said their laws are carved in such a way that it mirrors their belief. Kindness, love. So if we have a constitution which mirrors our culture, then definitely that's why you have a policewoman who cannot get married
without
until
the consent,
right? She cannot have a child because she is not under a man. We have things like that. But bringing it back to future, I mean, all this also contributes to our future. But when we talk about girl child education, I know for a fact, based on statistics, that Nigeria has the highest number of out-of-school girls in the world at the moment. I mean, we have the highest number of almost everything. So where do we go from here? I mean, I feel like you've answered the question from saying we need to see the girl child as equal to the boy child. There is no difference. He doesn't bring better to the table because he is a man. I mean, if we are going to talk about bringing better, then this is the woman who is expected to carry another human being.
A lot of times as women, we're not bringing anything to the table. We are the table.
Practically.
Come on. That's what they call punchline. We are the table.
That's the truth.
And something else we also need to take into cognizance is the fact that the culture we have in Nigeria plays a huge role in changing the mindset.
Yeah, that's the culture that has been imbibed into the
Yes,
Constitution as well.
it's so important that we use that culture. We try to, you know, tweak it, just like we had the Mary Slessor. We had Mary Slessor change the concept of people killing the twins. We need to change the concept of what we have currently in Nigeria, that the female are practically, you know, we are supposed to be, you know, we still have that concept that they are supposed to be seen and not heard. They are supposed to get to this level, but not exceed this level.
You know, have ambition, but not too much.
Don't be too, you know.
Be rich, but don't be threatening.
Because at the end of the day, you're still going to end up in a man's house.
Beautiful, but don't be too flashy.
Don't be too flashy. You know, they always give you that.
Ridiculousness. See, I'm so glad you mentioned changing culture and shaping culture, because it is the truth that, you know, all these things, we have to, it starts from, you know, our cultural perspectives and our mindsets.
Yes.
Who's responsible for shaping culture? The media, entertainment.
But then who are the gatekeepers of the media?
Who are the gatekeepers of this media and entertainment industry? Where do they come from? How do they think? These are the issues right now. Because when I keep watching Nollywood movies that punish a woman for choosing a career over a family or over a husband, when I keep watching Nollywood movies where a girl gets raped and it's not seen as a crime, but it's something that a family head, Olori Ebi, will come and settle. And then eventually, you know,
the man dies,
the rape
and the
victim ends
up,
you know,
the bills.
The rape victim ends up marrying the perpetrator, and everything wraps up in a cute, tiny
So we're trying to cover her shame.
In India,
exactly. So that's what I'm saying, that when you keep feeding people with this kind of content, you're shaping culture, you're shaping mindset. And see, forget all of us that sit here and we're speaking English and we're social media. There are people who take their knowledge of life and how life works from these media content.
Definitely.
You know, someone is sitting in their house in Ilaro and they are watching, you know, this thing on their local TV, and this is what they see. So it reinforces the stereotypes. And that's why people who are at the forefront, people who are creating this content, the media gatekeepers, the entertainment gatekeepers, it's time we need to sit down and have a talk and say, hey guys, okay.
To buttress this point, I mean, I watch a lot of content while growing up. I still do consume a lot of content. And so it means that I was really diverse. I wasn't watching just English or just a cartoon or just Igbo. And I mean, I watched Yoruba movies as well. And I think at this time I was about 15 or 16. And a young girl, like I was at the time, came to me as well to say, so they call me Ada. She was like, Ada, I need help. I said, what kind of help do you need? She said, that she has boyfriends, but they don't stay. I was 15. And well, I'm not part of the early
coming to you for boyfriend advice
you know,
at 15.
It wasn't making sense to me at the time, like boyfriend problem. What are you talking about? She said, yes, so, and that she sees in some movies that, what does she call it? Mi olori oko. So she doesn't have, how do you
head of
translate?
King of...
Or should I say a destiny that brings man
she doesn't
to
have
her,
luck when it comes to
What's
men.
Olori oko, please?
That's what she just
said.
said.
She doesn't have good luck when it comes to men.
You know,
yeah.
So that was the problem, and she needs help. I said, okay, so how am I supposed to help you? Because I thought somebody that doesn't even have a boyfriend or not interested in that conversation. And she said, do I know any Baba?
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, this happened. This is not somebody telling me. This is my experience. And do I know any Baba anywhere that she can go to so that they can help her, so she can... I'm not saying that I don't believe that there are spiritual things and stuff, yeah, but at 15, you know, I had to go back. My mom was still alive then, and I had a conversation with my mom. I said, Mommy, see you. She was like, hey, that's their way. You know, we had a very interesting conversation, but this is just to buttress your point regarding what they see and how it influences their mindset as well.
Exactly, exactly. And these influencers need to change their mindset, their orientation. We need to start to reshape culture by reshaping the content that we're feeding people out there. That's why I'm extra hard on people in the media who recreate some of these harmful stereotypes. We cannot afford to joke with it, because we're shaping society. Our the next generation after us, the generation after that, they're going to ask us questions, and it's on us It's on us. If we're talking about safety for women, if we're talking about, keeping our girls safe, keeping women safe on the streets, it starts from the kind of conversation we're having.
Today.
It starts from changing minds. That's it. That's the only way I see it.
Okay, let me take...
I believe mindset is everything.
It is everything.
Totally. It's everything.
So a message from Dupe Ano, I hope I got that right, said, "Good evening all, thank you for discussing this sensitive topic. What hurts so much is the fact that people who you'd never expect are actually rape apologists, educated and exposed people fall under this category."
Wow.
And then Raphael from Zaria says, "Our society today are busy promoting misogynists which are visible in politics, workplaces, and in families. A girl child needs to be given her rightful place in society because she is an advocate of good moral in an ideal society."
In an ideal, I like the concept that he said, ideal society.
But I don't like the idea of her being the advocate of good moral. So when you talk about
who decides what is moral and what is not moral,
and what is not, why must she be
the burden? Exactly, the burden of see, that's the problem. The burden of morality for a long time has been on the female. Oh, sit down, keep your legs together. That's why
the good child is for the father.
Keep their legs
the bad child is for the mother.
They can keep their legs anyhow they want to keep it.
No,
the leg belongs to them.
They don't have to expose it. Please.
It's theirs. They can choose to do whatever
they don't have to expose
they
it.
like
No,
with it.
no.
How is the exposure stopping you from feeding?
No, they shouldn't expose anything.
So,
or against.
There's nothing is not stopping you from eating your daily bread. So move on. For me, I just think that there's an idea that I always propagate when we have conversations like this, and people say that, it's a little misogynistic. I don't see it as that. I see it as taking advantage of the system that we have currently.
Today.
So boys listen to fellow boys. Men would listen to men. So many times I go on outreach against sexual violence, and we have women educating everyone, always being at the forefront. Women are having seminars, they are having this about violence against women. Where are the men? How many times do we see a panel or we see a seminar to talk about violence against women, and it is a men-driven conversation, two men? We don't have that. The only time men want to talk about gender-based violence is when women are talking about their own, and they say, boys get raped too.
We get violated.
That's not what we want to hear. So it's time for you, boys and men, to talk to your fellow boys and men. And I think women are tired of being the one preaching and shouting. In fact, they will hear you better if it's coming from you.
Sure.
You know why men
talk to your brothers.
Come to the round table to talk about it? Because they are the perpetrators of everything. The women today are who we are because we've seen our mothers go through so much pain. We've seen our sisters, our aunties go through so much in the past. But today, we have said, no, we will no longer be what we thought we are supposed to be. And that is what annoys the man today. So there is no way the man will come out, and he still feels entitled. The man will come out and say, okay, I am going to stand for this because I believe this is what is supposed to be. They still believe that.
I personally think that there are men who understand and who are reasonable and good.
Some, not all.
Yeah.
Hey, of course, some, not
Absolutely.
all. I mean, even women, we can still use that, But I like what you said regarding conversations. I've asked these questions over and over again, especially with people who I feel that are knowledgeable and could be role models. And I say, who exactly is mentoring the younger men? Right, and I heard someone tell me something about, we have gatherings in church where we pray. Men, I'm like, I don't know about that. I've not seen a lot of that. But I think men who understand what we are saying needs to step up. They need to have conversations with younger men. They need to mentor them. They need to make them understand. So I was telling you the other day on your show that I have older men as friends, right? I talk to them when I have issues regarding my career, regarding my relationship, whatever it is. I get to talk to them and they talk to me. And of course, they would agree that what is attainable now is way different from what it used to be at the time. They had a little more decorum in what they did. They had a little more pressure. They had more... They were more interested in the well-being of people around them. You can't get that, or you can't get a lot of that now. And I'm saying, why not have these conversations? Why not have seminars? Why not have men having these conversations to impact other men that are coming up, you know? So I think they need to start mentoring each other instead of just sitting down to tell us when it is time to put most and all in our conversation.
I agree. See, for me, it's about teaching informed consent. Women cannot, we have tried, we have shouted, we cannot teach men consent the way a man would teach it. Not because we don't have the ability, not because we don't have the words or the intelligence. It's just that they are too entitled to listen. They have been programmed and indoctrinated to not listen. So, when it comes to the subject of consent, informed consent, let these men face these boys and teach them and raise them. The challenge we're having is because we have a lot of badly raised men walking the streets. So, I mean, the blind cannot lead the blind.
Yeah.
But the few that we have who call themselves allies, I'm talking about real allies. I'm not talking about the ones who are allies just because, you know, it's it's fashionable, it's a cool thing to be, and then when you get to know them, they are worse than the worst misogynist you've ever met. You know, those are the ones, the real allies. Should see enough seminars. Stop gathering women and girls for seminars. Hold seminars for boys.
Yeah.
Have a panel of men.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Isi. Thank you, Fola. It's been an interesting conversation, and I hope that somebody learned something somewhere.
Absolutely.
Ways was birthed from the need to inform, inspire, influence lives towards action. And this year, we started our CSR focused on curbing unemployment in Nigeria. If you are a company, please partner with us by allocating internship slots. And if you're a job seeker, keep watching Ways and follow us on all our social media handles. This will be an all-year-round engagement. So tell a friend to tell a friend and keep all eyes on Ways. Our social media handles is at PlusTvAfrica on Instagram and at PlusTvAfrica1 on Twitter. In case you missed today's quote, here it is. Women's safety is more important than men's feelings. Unknown, but it's very important and profound. Now, until I see you again tomorrow, my name is Elsie Godwin. Have a good day.